your day going so far? What? I'm here. I was running a little bit late because I worked until 3 and then I had to get everything set up. So, but I'm here and we're just gonna hang out while I make my kombucha. I had to like brew the tea and stuff and thank you, Zink, for hosting the stream. I appreciate it. I am trying to get the dog to stay here. Because I don't need the second camera. I'm literally only going to be doing something in this screen. So, is the bot working? It is, but I don't know if Cookie's gonna work. I tried it when you weren't here yesterday and it didn't do anything. So I have to see what the problem is, but you can try it if you want. I have cookies ready. But I don't know why it's not working. I screwed it up, probably. But how's everybody doing? Zeus says last Clem stream before college. Yeah. College is good though, right? Doesn't look like it's working, Jinx. Hi, Red Dawn. Oh, hi, the Real Mr. Beer channel, yeah. I didn't expect you to end so soon, otherwise, yeah. There's nothing under Redeemed Beans either. Yes, sorry. Yeah, beer is cool. I don't make beer, but my brother is a brewer at a brewery called White Birch, which is in Nashua, New Hampshire. And, yeah, he's a beer guy. So, like, supporting the beer people. Yeah, you had a really nice setup. If anybody hasn't, if anybody wasn't here yesterday, we raided, the Real Mr. Beer channel. He's making, what kind of IPA was it? I don't remember. But my brother's brewery makes primarily sour beers. Brute IPA. And now my cat's trying to get into a bag. Mia, can you get down, please? No, I don't care. Yeah, so you love sours? Yeah, they're very good. They have raspberry, blueberry, watermelon, like all different kinds of sour beers. So I don't know whereabouts you're from or if you can get White Birch Brewing Company beers where you are. But if you like sour beers, you should check them out. They're very good. Yeah, so but today I'm just going to be doing my kombucha brewing and bottling stuff. Yeah, that might be a little too far. I know that they distribute, but I'm not sure that they do that region yet. But if you're ever up in the Northeast, you should check it out. They were operating out of you thought Rusty's head was a cauliflower. It's a little smaller than a cauliflower. There would be a small cauliflower. Yeah, it's good stuff. They recently upgraded. They were in a much smaller facility, and now they have a new building with a tasting room, and they can serve pints and do bottle sales and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Oh, thank you for hosting the stream, Red Dawn. So, last night after the stream ended, I got distracted with cleaning up and stuff MVP needed help with, and I didn't have a chance to go back and look up the recipe or to write down the recipe from yesterday, but I did start working on having a Discord channel. MVP had a really great idea of posting the recipes in a Discord channel on my own server. That's what it's called. So I think I'm going to do that, and that'll solve the problem of where I put them. I'll still have like resources and stuff on a website for everybody, but I guess she was saying that you can search Discord posts and it would make it a lot easier for people to find things, and you could even like just search the term pumpkin and like everything that we've made with pumpkin would be able to come up. So I thought that was a really great idea. So I'm going to do that. I started making it while she was streaming, and I needed like her eyes to see if I set everything up right, like permissions and privacy and all that. So I'm gonna have her look at it. It's not ready yet, and she's not here tonight, so it won't be till later on this weekend. So, but yeah, that's all I got. So the first thing that I wanted to start with was I'm gonna try the kombucha that I made last time. And I was gonna look up the cat's here. Can you say hi? Kitty cat, kitty. Anyway, I was gonna look up the did I or wait a minute. Sorry, I have a work text. Hold on. Now I gotta check my work email. Hold on. Apparently somebody didn't deliver an order today, so I'm just checking to see that I actually sent it in. Yep, I sure did. I'm just forwarding that to her. Okay. Sorry. What'd I miss? Yes, kitties. This is one kitty. Can you jump? Mia. Come on, you can do it. Oh, you don't remember? Come on. Come on. Come on. You don't feel safe? Here. What? What? Yeah. You're a good kitty. She's gonna sit right here. And she's gonna watch. Right there. Hopefully she doesn't decide to jump up on top of the setup. Yeah, she's a sweetie. Okay, so I was gonna look up the spices that I put in here, but I was running too late. So I know that we put in spearmint and sarsaparilla and sassafras and some vanilla extract, but I don't remember the exact amounts. So hopefully it doesn't explode all over the place. Okay, good. And one of the reasons why I wanted why I wanted to start with tasting instead of brewing everything was because I just made all my tea and stuff, so it's still gonna be a little warm. I didn't want to make the culture too hot. So let's see. I'm gonna smell it. It just kind of smells like kombucha. It's kind of root beer-esque. So, Still on the sour side. But you can taste the sarsaparilla and sassafras and stuff. It's not bad. I have cat hair stuck to my mouth. One of the things I was going to try was making some more. If I could look up how many of each thing I put in. I want to say it wasn't very much, so I might just experiment and put a ton of herbs in there. Because the flavor is very, very mild. What? But it's good. I like it a lot, actually. So, yeah. I'm actually going to be taking part of the culture out for somebody else. Like I was talking about the other day, some people that I work with have been asking for kits to give to other people. So I'm going to be doing that. So yeah, like usual, I'm going to put vinegar in all of these containers. Whoops, I forgot this part. To sanitize everything. And then I'm going to fill them up. So with kombucha, you want to make sure that there's a really specific pH in the blend, the brew, when you're making it, to prevent mold from forming, because it sits there unrefrigerated for so long. It's very important that you don't get mold and unwanted pathogens in there. So you just basically rinse it out, rinse your containers out with distilled vinegar, just the regular cooking kind, and that cleanses them. So for you guys who were in the stream the other day, I mentioned that I'm going to be painting my cabinets and counters and redoing my floors soon. And I had wanted to start it on Monday if I have the day off, but my supplies might not come in until Wednesday. So what I might end up doing is streaming on Monday and Tuesday and then starting on Wednesday. And I haven't played around with the cameras yet, but I was going to try to see if I could stream part of that too, because I think it would be kind of fun just to hang out while I work on the kitchen. Woo! It fell apart. But we'll see what happens. I might not be in the mood for that. Okay, just need to sanitize my spoon. And you just toss that out. You're going to want to add more vinegar to the kombucha mix after you assemble it, so I'm just going to leave that over there. Alright, so I'm pretty sure after a while I'm supposed to replace these bottle tops, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. There's a brewing company, like a brewing supply place right down the street from my house that I could always just go to and grab some more. Okay. So if anybody wants some more detailed instructions on how this process goes, you can use !kombucha and it'll bring you to a... Whoops. Time for a new rubber band. It'll bring you to a page on my website that has like really, really detailed step-by-step instructions. So here's my SCOBY. And I'm going to keep the one on the top. And the one on the bottom is going to go to this friend that I'm giving it to. It's actually filled with pockets of carbonated gas. So if you see here, if you squeeze it, it moves around. It's pretty disgusting. But it's basically just a grouping of bacteria and yeast and cellulose fibers. Okay. That's a little better than last time. Last week wasn't very fizzy. And I'm not really sure why, what happened. Usually my kombucha is very fizzy. And I just realized I forgot to sanitize my measuring cup, so I gotta do that before I pour any of it out. Zeus, have you still not had kombucha yet? Like I said before, it is an acquired taste, but I need a towel. This stuff gets everywhere. Yay, Doggo's still on camera. He's really, particular about where he stays. Bring some to PAX next year. Do they allow food and beverages inside? I remember bringing, like, snacks, but I don't remember if I brought anything to drink in there. I could be wrong. Could always just drink it outside, I guess. Okay, so I'm saving a half of a cup. Hello? Hi, the real Mr. Beer. I'm saving a half a cup for me, for my next batch, and a half a cup for this other person, so they can start theirs. Man, it's just getting all over the place today. Nope, that's the wrong one. Okay. So I haven't really decided what flavors I'm going to use. Which brand of kombuchas do you usually get? Like, what you're looking at right now is just like plain. Most kombuchas have flavors and carbonated water added to them. So this stuff is fizzy, but it's not fizzy on the same level. I tried to make it fizzy when I first started, and basically I had like this much kombucha scobies living in there, and it was too yeasty. When I would go to open the bottles, it would just come shooting out of it all over the place. So I accepted the fact that it's not going to be as fizzy. One of the things that you can do to increase the carbonation after you bottle it initially is to add more sugar to the bottle when you put all the flavorings in there. But if you put just regular fruit in there, it'll still contribute to the sugar. It'll still like revive the bacteria and yeast. And while this is closed, the carbonation will build up and will encourage it to be fizzier when you actually drink it. So, I have a bunch of different herbs in here. Elderberry is one of my favorite seasonings to use, but I've been making that a lot recently. So if I wanted to make more of the root beer flavored one, I have my sassafras and my sarsaparilla. And I have spearmint in here too somewhere. Now, with root beer, you're actually supposed to use wintergreen, but I couldn't find any at the store. Peppermint would have been too much, like mintiness. So I ended up going with spearmint because it's less, like, menthol-y, I guess is a good way to put it. And now I can't find it. I think we talked about this last time, but I am a spice hoarder. I just see lavender. Alright, well, I can do some of that. We'll do some lavender lemon. Okay. You buy an organic brand made locally? Well, that's cool. It's probably still pretty close. Spearmint is right in front of my face, you guys. Okay, so we'll have those. Oh, I don't have any lemon juice. Do I have a lemon? Could always do just... Hi! I could always do just, Oh, I do have a lemon. Awesome. Just lavender. But we'll do this. Hi, Sargeras! Thanks for coming and hanging out. I was just getting my spices ready. And I think I'm going to do another attempt at root beer flavor. I want to say that I did half a teaspoon of each ingredient last time, so I'm just going to go all out and do a full teaspoon. Does anybody remember? Because I don't remember. How's your day going so far, Sargeras? I worked until 3 o'clock. I had to come home and start working on my ingredients, so I, been a little busy. You know, I might have only used a quarter teaspoon in each one. What makes root beer flavor? Sassafras and sarsaparilla are the main components of root beer flavor. See, this is the dregs from the last batch, and that's really not very many herbs. But it is literally not flavorful. So I feel like it could definitely use a lot. All right. So what I'm going to do is just do a teaspoon of each thing. But I'm just going to make one. So that way, if it's atrocious, I'm not stuck with all this kombucha that tastes terrible. Come on. Doesn't want to go through. I think I'm going to need to get a poker or something. Come on. Okay, knife isn't working, go figure. Let's see. Of course, like 2 of the spices go through no problem, and then I try to do the last one and it gets all jammed up. Thankfully, I have skewers. You're fine where you are. Chopstick skewer, yes. Okay. Making progress. Alright, we got it. So that's a lot of herbs in there. Hopefully you can actually taste it this time. Okay. I think this was the sarsaparilla. I might have to look that up later. Can I add more spices later if it's not strong enough? So the problem is that the longer that you let the kombucha age, the more sugar is consumed by the bacteria. So you could, but you'd have to add some more sugar probably. And the more that you do that, the more likely that it'll start to become alcoholic. It's already borderline alcoholic when you make it at home. And that's basically the way that you make it more like a beer or a wine, is to continue to add sugar, because the yeast will develop, and the yeast is what makes the alcohol stronger and stuff. I've never done it myself, but that's what I've been told. I'm sorry you're tired, Sargareth. That's not good. But yeah, I mean, theoretically I could, but it wouldn't be the same after a little while. The time frame that you're looking for when you're making kombucha is very specific. So I used to do 2 gallons every time, like maybe spaced out by a week. So like every week I would be making a gallon of kombucha. And it was getting backed up, and I would try to, rotate them out whenever I would go to drink a bottle of it. But I found bottles in the back, and I think I tasted a couple of them on stream, and they basically were almost clear. Like this is what it looks like when it comes out. It's cloudy. It almost looks like apple cider, right? Well, they were almost clear because even though it's refrigerated, the bacteria and yeast are still doing a thing in there. And they basically ate all of the sugar out, and then they died at the bottom of the bottle. So, I mean, it's something you could experiment with, but you want it to be as fresh as possible when you consume it because of those things. Like, I usually let this sit for 2 weeks. When I bottle them, they sit for like 3 days in the cabinet, and then to 3 more days after that, I pop them each day before I put them in the refrigerator. So any longer than that, and it's going to affect the content of the bacteria and yeast. Okay, so I'm going to get this one out of the way. And I don't... Hey, shush, why are you barking? I've tried in the past, like, steeping the herbs in water and then adding the steeped herbs to the brew before, and I don't really feel like it affects the flavor very much. Like, it kind of waters it down, actually. Go figure. But it is something that you can try. Yes, so yeast in the gut can be a bad thing. But the yeast that's in kombucha is not like... It's not all yeast. It's a combination of yeast and bacteria. So you're right. The yeastier it is, technically the less good it is for you. What you really want is the healthy bacteria. And like I was saying, one of the reasons why I don't keep very many layers of SCOBY in here anymore is because the more that you have, the yeastier your kombucha is. So the yeasts that are in here are pretty good for you. But again, yeah, you don't want a ton of them in there. Okay, so I'm gonna do a lavender lemon one. So I'm doing 2 teaspoons of dried lavender blossoms. Something just fell. Weird. My house is falling apart. It's probably just a bug or something, I don't know. And then I have to juice this lemon. Ow. Stargrith, kombucha is one of those things that has been studied, but it hasn't really like been thoroughly studied. So some studies go into, you know, one aspect of it, and some go into another. It's just very dry in my lemon. Let's see how much juice we get out of it. So I don't know exactly what kind of yeasts are usually present in there, but it's possible that it could also fluctuate a little bit. But the pH content is one of the things that makes kombucha different. Like, my brother is very interested in learning more about it because it's so different from beer. Like, it becomes, like, it starts off more yeasty and then becomes less yeasty, which I could be remembering this incorrectly, but he says is like the exact opposite of what you find when you're making beer. Again, it was a long time ago, so I'm not sure if that's exactly what he was trying to get at, but he thinks it's very interesting. I was trying to take readings on the alcohol content of my kombucha before, and I used a now I can't remember what it's called, like a hydrometer to measure the potential alcohol, and it did like the opposite of what it's supposed to do for wine and beer. When you're making the wine, it's supposed to go in one direction, and this like went in another direction, so it's really complicated. Oh, Jinx, you're the best. I did 3/4 of a teaspoon of each last time. Okay. So a teaspoon of each. It's just funny that this is what it looks like left over. Like the bacteria broke so much of the herbs down. That's fascinating. So I'm doing the juice of a lemon. It actually looks like it's between 1 and 2 tablespoons. And then I'm going to fill that one up. I mean, unless I did a different one, and this is from a different show, but they all look the same. And it does taste root beer-esque. I don't know, we'll see. He might be asleep, but he might also just be relaxing. His little ears are moving around. Uh-oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hey! What? What is that for? Hey, come here! Calm down! Lay back down. Yeah, he's so great for that. He's just like, all of a sudden, lots of barking, for no apparent reason. It's so fun. Okay. Oh, hi, Cables. Sarkris, my bot and my channel currency are not working well together. I'm gonna have to watch some videos and try to figure out how to do it. The root beer one was the last kombucha you did. Okay. Yeah, and I did 6 bottles, I think. I didn't do any other flavors. So, I've got 2 more, and I think I'm just gonna do some elderberries in one. Oh, and then I have this jar, so whatever's left I'm gonna put in this jar and just do apple cinnamon again, which is one of my favorites. I'm just gonna eyeball this one, and I'm just gonna do like a half a teaspoon of elderberries. Yes, Rusty is a very good protector. It's usually the neighbors coming home, or someone from Meals on Wheels coming to visit someone else next door. It is rarely somebody actually at the door. But he still does his job well. One of the things that I like about using the elderberries is that it starts changing color almost immediately. The color starts leaching out of the dried berries very quickly. Okay, so I don't have any more lemons, so I can't do lemon ginger. I could always do... Now there's noises outside. Don't see any cars. Anyway, maybe it's like a rodent or something in the walls. That would be fun. Chipmunk attack. Okay. I think I'm gonna do... I think I'm gonna do some blueberries. And that's it for that one. Blueberries in kombucha is actually really good. And I'm just gonna kind of scoop them in here because they're little wild blueberries. But they'll still get stuck in the funnel, for sure. Whoops. Here, I have an idea. Nope, I'm gonna save them for you, but you're gonna eat them when they're thawed out, okay? Yes, blueberries in general are pretty good in anything. You're not fond of them on their own? I like them fresh on their own, for sure. I really like them paired with mango. Like, if you ever want to make, like, a little fruit salad, you can cut up some mango and then put some fresh blueberries in there. It's a really good combination. But I do like them in things as well, like smoothies. I really like making a banana smoothie with spinach and vanilla protein powder and blueberries. It's very delicious. And since I was in the freezer, I went ahead and grabbed my water for when we do that. Blueberry pancakes? Yes. And also the blueberries change the color of the kombucha instantly. That's good for that one. I'll just put everything else in the jar. So if you're ever interested in making like a really, really, really sweet or really, really fruity kombucha, I would suggest putting it in a jar because the more sugar that's present, the more likely you're going to have issues with it exploding or overflowing. And if you use a jar and you put a plastic cap on it, the pressure basically lets itself out. It kind of unscrews the cap a little bit and lets the pressure out, which is pretty cool. Sorry for the desktop audio if you heard it. Something about a cloud update. Okay. There's a bunch of yeast down at the bottom. Which is fine, because I'm using a jar. If you are using a bottle, you might want to scoop it out. So I think that's actually good. I'm just going to keep that for my, this guy. And Red Dawn says, I like lemon kombucha. I like something that really brings out how tart the kombucha is. Yeah, that's a good, oh, I don't have any cinnamon. Poop. Well, I could still do apple juice in here. I could do powdered cinnamon. Yeah, we'll just do that. Texture will be a little off, but that's fine. Are you serious, Cables? I had no idea Jerry Springer was still on. How much has it degraded since the 90s? I mean, I'm pretty sure it was even on in the 80s, wasn't it? Yeah, that awful show, exactly. Yeah, a lot of people I grew up with watched the Jerry Springer show. It's a total train wreck. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay. Buckley's. That's what I thought you meant, but I didn't want to put words in your mouth. Okay. So I made all my buchis. And I'm just gonna get everything ready for the new one. So, I'm pouring my tea concentrate in here. I steeped 4 tablespoons of loose leaf Assam black tea leaves in 4 cups of water for 6 minutes. And then when that was done, I strained it and added a cup of sugar. And now I'm adding enough water to make pretty much a gallon. And then I'm going to add some vinegar. And then I'm going to add the previous culture. And then 2 weeks from now, we'll do it all over again. Yep, I'm definitely not aging it for long enough. So frustrating. 3 weeks is just so difficult to keep track of. But I might have to increase it to that. Because it's just not aging enough. It's not fizzing enough. It's not very tart. But it's, I mean, it's still good. It's just on the sweet side. There we go. Done did it. So I have a lot of people who intentionally make the old SCOBY float right on the top, which is fine. It's actually safer that way because there's less of a chance that something will get in and that bacteria will form on it, but the new layer of SCOBY forms so quickly, it's within a couple days, that I don't typically go out of my way to do that. So, thank you for doing that, Jinx. I was pretty sure that I didn't add very much. I guess I did add more than I thought, so even the one teaspoon of each thing might not make much more of a significant difference. But we'll just see how it goes. So I use 3 layers of paper towels. Just like that. And a rubber band, and that's it. Thank you for coming, Zeus. I hope that you have a good night. And yeah, have a safe trip back if you're not back already. Here we go. Oh, difficulties. Okay. So yeah, 3 days from now, I'm gonna go into that cabinet and start popping those bottles, and then 3 days later, I'm just gonna put them in the fridge. And 2 weeks from today, we will do this all over again. So, that is the stream. Thank you guys for coming. And like I said before, I will keep you informed as to the stream schedule for next week. If my painting supplies for the cabinets come in before Monday, I might reschedule what I had planned so that I can start working on my cabinets, because I'm going to be doing it pretty much by myself if I don't do it on Monday. If I do it on Monday, I might have some help, but I'm not sure. So, but let's take a look and see if anybody else is streaming. Lady Gray, D-lurking to say, that was a really cool kombucha lesson. Well, thank you for coming. Yeah, I usually do the kombucha stream every 2 weeks because I love kombucha, and if I'm making it, I might as well be streaming it, right? So that's why. So I'm gonna go to belly.io and take a look and see who is streaming at the moment. The only person I'm following right now that is streaming is the Hunger Service. Your daughter does as well? That's cool. I found that everybody seems to make it slightly differently. I just make it the same way that I was instructed on the kit that I was given. So the only other person streaming right now that I'd be interested in, it looks like someone is making Mexican food. Oh wait, it says garbage casserole. I'm not sure that's a good one. There's one called Binging with Babish. Basics with Babish, sous vide. Oh, I know what a sous vide is. So sous vide is basically you boil something like meat in a bag. I know, garbage casserole, that's what it said. Yeah, so you put meat in a bag and you boil it until it gets to a certain temperature. And it's supposed to help it cook but stay moist. It's not really like super involved. Yeah, there's nothing really else on. So I guess what I'm gonna do today, yeah, boil meat in a bag. I'm just gonna roll my credits and then call it a day. And I'm not sure, like I have a schedule posted right now if you want to check it out. That's what we're looking at the moment, but it might change depending on whether or not my supplies come in. So thank you guys so much for coming, and be sure to reach out if you have any more questions. Again, I do have kombucha resources available at this page. And yeah, thank you guys, and I had a great time, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.